Okay,
It also
supposedly.
says you're playing Dragon Quest all the damn time.
Yep, I know, because this piece of shit literally won't let me stream to Twitch unless I give it a game.
Just say, does it have to be a game per se, or can
Yeah,
it
no,
be like
that's
a...
literally what I said. You have to pick a game, and it has to be one of
Wow.
the games they have. Like,
Oh, that
duh,
sucks.
like, you think I would want to say Dragon Quest? Like, literally, it makes me pick a game. Half the games aren't even there. Like, I can't say Chrono Trigger. So, like, whatever, that's all I can do. It's fucking broken as
Damn.
shit.
Alright, let me see what the stream looks like. It looks pretty good.
Okay, we're live.
Yeah, it's live.
Sorry, I'm starving. I guess let me know if it fucks up. I make
Let's see.
I make no
Alright, yeah,
guarantees.
it says the latency is good. It says your playback rate's good.
Alright, bye. Let's see. I make
I've...
no guarantees. Sorry, I'm starving. I guess let me know if it fucks.
Oh, but it's 16 FPS.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I literally just set it to 15. Yeah.
Oh, now it's dropped down to 12.
Like, yep. Alright, so... Twitch got something broken. Given... Okay, so given a low-level programmer, does he ever find Unity useful? Yes. Yes, so... You want me to show my nipples? Is that not allowed or something?
Oh, the fucking stream's buffering again. I think it's just that mob rush. Or mob crush.
That's what I've been saying this entire time.
Yeah.
Alright.
At least it doesn't take long to buffer.
Given that I'm a low-level programmer, maybe it'll be better at least. Given that I'm a low-level programmer, do I ever find Unity useful? Yes, I do. I actually used to... I worked for a startup game development company with Marcel like a fucking decade ago now, or like 8 years. And we worked on Unity, and the best thing it did for me is it showed me what's out there. It showed me how the workflow for a modern game engine is. And I truly think that Unity did one thing exceedingly well, which is why Unity is so accessible and so mainstream right now. And I think they did the UI, the component entity, behavior system, and more in a broader term, the accessibility and user friendliness aspect. I think they did that so fucking well that working with Unity has helped me. I decided to model a lot of my engine after what I deem to be the best qualities of Unity, which are what I just listed, and drop the things I don't like. But I think, especially if you're an engine or a toolkit developer like me, it's always or game developer in general, it's always very important to survey what's out there. Like, if a new indie game comes out and people are like, oh, dude, this game's awesome, I'd be like, oh, fuck this game. But, no, I'm just kidding. But I go out and I play, like, what do people like about this? How does this work? A lot of times I'll be implementing a new feature in the toolkit that's like, okay, like, how do I want this UI to work? And then sometimes I'll see how Unity does it. I'll see like how Mappy or some tile editor does it if it's tile related. And the behavior system is something they're working on improving through the entity component system. Yeah, definitely mine's a lot better than Unity's. But basically it's the same concept, but it's better. But anyway, I think it's very important that when you implement a new feature, it's important that it's user-friendly, and you can survey the field and see how other people did it, and you play it and use it to see how that will work before you even implement it. And that's important to find out, like, some tools, like, that Patrick uses or other people use, it's the expected way for those to work, which that also means something, If it's the expected way to work is good, and there's nothing wrong with it, there's really not much reason, unless you can bring something else to the table, to not emulate that method, And some things in Unity are done well, like their inspector, the entity component system from a high level, and behaviors from a high level. So yeah, I do. I don't know that I find merit in being like a Unity developer as an engine programmer, but I definitely find merit in being familiar with Unity and with having used it a bit, So definitely. What's Gotchi Man? I look like Gotchi Man? The Gotchi? I don't know what that is.
YouTube.
You know the main gotchi guy that we lost last year? We fucking lost him. That's what it looked like. That's sad. Oh, real quick. Kresna, are you here? Kresna?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey,
Okay.
what's up?
So, dude, what you were saying? All right, look at this. This is the VMU layout. This is the actual struct that is the VMU. So notice this: ROM, XRAM, WRAM. Working RAM is right here. If you write beyond working RAM, look what you're writing into.
Hold on, what are you writing to? I can't read on the fucking
Fuck.
stream.
Okay, this is unsigned car working RAM. If you overwrite past that, this is the SFRs. So that would make perfect sense.
Oh, dude.
If you go a single byte beyond working RAM, you're officially overriding the first special function register, and so on. You know what I'm saying? So that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I
was getting all sorts of weird crashes because I was just running so
Oh,
much
dude,
RAM.
so, like, the SFRs are doing so much internal shit, you know, that, like, oh my god, there's so many different bits combinations and shit that, like, fuck only knows if some of those are off, you know what I mean? Like, it's an insane amount of shit to, like, make robust. But, I mean, I'd like to do it, but it's something where I'd have to, you know, like, you guys would have to tell me, and then I add it, and then it would be, like, a back and forth kind of thing. But that makes perfect fucking sense to me, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. So, okay, guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about, is everyone here? Like, everyone's here? This is important. So, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, especially with how fucking awesome you guys have been on the live stream and shit. It's been great. I've been thinking about wanting to be on YouTube more often, so... because you guys have been so fucking supportive, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it did feel really cool to be, like, borderline YouTube famous back in the day. Not really, but, you know, there's been a lot of things that have changed since I was really active in YouTube. And that has been this whole political correctness fucking movement, and all this crazy fucking shit like that, where, honest to God, I've been so fucking worried that I'm going to say something that people don't like, and I've seen it fucking happen. And YouTube's gonna, like, demand me do something, and I'm not gonna do it. Like, I'm sorry, like, I'm a fucking fighter. If they try to, like, oh, you have to act this way, you have to be politically correct, I can't. I cannot make a video that other people want me to make. I fucking can't do it. And, like, I need to know that you guys would have my fucking back. I need to know that people still wanted more videos from me. I needed to know that kind of shit. And I have a whole bunch of new video ideas. Part of the problem also is that Adventures in Game Development is not just about me. It was never just about me. It's about our team and about our game. And in between those videos, you know, we only do Adventures in Game Development. It only makes sense when we've made good progress and we have shit to show off. So, like, a month like this, where half of us have been on vacation, we don't have anything to show, I could have still been creating YouTube content. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to start a new, just general tech talk series on just all kinds of random shit, on game development in general. Like, this political shit that just came up would definitely be something I would talk about. So I have some ideas for different episodes, and I was going to see, one, are you guys interested? Two, what you guys think, which ones you'd like to see. I'm trying to find it in Discord. Do you guys remember when I posted that? And so, like, yeah, give me some feedback. Like, is this something you guys even give a shit about? You know, am I going to be wasting my time doing this? Or do you guys feel like there's some of this quality is good? I mean, I looked around YouTube. I don't see anyone still doing this. Not the kind of shit that I want to see. Not the kind of, like, low-level, no bullshit, like, fucking special focus, like, game development engine and tech shit. So, alright, here's my shit.
Wait, what? I totally lost.
What?
I
What?
totally lost track.
Of what?
What you were saying. Like, what was the question? Like, you want what, or asking feedback on doing what?
Dude, I'm starting a new YouTube series for, like, general tech talks and shit. And I'm presenting, like, topics and stuff. Why is the game taking so long? Because we're building a game, an SDK, a fucking modern advanced dynamic lighting physics engine for this game, and we're developing a gigantic, massive multi-platform RPG for like 10 other platforms with like all this kind of art that takes like 3 times as much art. So yeah, it takes a lot of fucking time to do it. Do you have monetization in mind at all? No, I really don't give a shit, honestly. Like, we make a little bit of money off YouTube right now, but it's like 3 should not be the first. So 3 is one of my favorite ones, right? But yeah, I also don't think it should be the first one because I want a lot of these to be accessible. You know what I mean? And like starting off with 3 will be like, holy fucking shit. Like, you know, like, no, whoa, this is like a very super expert advanced level one. And I don't want it to be like, even the advanced topics, that's one thing I don't ever see, is I'm really good at breaking this shit down because I've taught so many people over the years. I'm very good at taking an advanced topic, breaking it the fuck down, and explaining it in layman's terms, which will help them out, you know what I mean? My number 1 that I would probably want to do first is number 6. But let me just go down the list a bit. Yeah, I really don't give a shit that much about monetization. I'm not here for money, guys. Like, I make decent money as is. Like, I care more about, like, having a fan base, you know, and being true to myself. Money, I don't fucking... like, honestly, hopefully you can tell by now, I don't do any of this shit for money. It was never about money. Money's nice. I don't give that much of a shit about anything. Number 1, why do we use Lua in game development? This has been a question that's been arising a lot. This never used to be a question for anyone because Lua was the de facto thing for game development, right? You didn't have engines with JavaScript or fucking Unity with C#, Unity script. It was just Lua. But now that there are other engines, it's a legitimate question. Why exactly should you still use Lua when there are some of these other mainstream languages? And there's a lot of fantastic reasons for why we do that. That should be covered. The sad, passionate story of OpenCL. This is something I feel very strongly about. I have to make this video eventually. OpenCL, in my opinion, is one of the greatest open APIs, one of the most powerful ones. In my opinion, it's the future of the industry, and it's a story of like corporate greed and fucking bullshit, and people just trying to kill this open thing with fucking CUDA and NVIDIA's selfishness, Google trying to fucking rule their own, everyone wanting to own their own fucking API, and not one of them lived up to the promise or the ambition of OpenCL, and like in the end they're trying to kill this. Modern C++ 14, 11, 17 for game development, that's a big one. That's one that I don't see anyone talking about this kind of shit. I don't see anyone talking about game development beyond just, yeah, this is what game developers do. We write some code, look, I'm fucking moving an entity around. I don't see anyone talking about this shit. And this one sounds really advanced, but actually I was going to make it very accessible because a lot of the new things in modern C++ are not just for advanced developers. Truly, they're not. Build automation, automated testing for game developments. This is one I feel very passionately about. It's very important, especially for us, because there was a time when I had to make every build manually, right? And we support, like, I would develop on Mac, and then I'd have to swap over fucking boot camp to Windows and make a build for the other guys, and then no one ever tested Linux. Like, I compiled Dreamcast or iPhone once a fucking month, and it would always break, and it was just not a sustainable way of doing game development. And now we have all this crazy build server shit, and it's been fucking fantastic. Like, that's the way game development should be done, and I feel very passionately about that. And I think it's one of the best things an indie game developer can do to make their development more sustainable. But the problem with being more active on Twitter is I don't have time for that shit, man. Like, the problem with Twitter is, like, yeah, there are a lot of people there, but one, I have a game to make. Two, I'm not that... I don't think Twitter allows me to convey meaning enough in, like, its limited character shit in, like, an ocean of other shit to fucking be worth my time. I mean, I will do it. I always mirror my posts on Twitter, but even Facebook, I can post more substance than Twitter. And Twitter is like this needy bitch that always needs your attention. We would need, like, a community manager to do particularly well on Twitter. Like, I'm just not willing to put as much time into Twitter as it would take. And YouTube, at least, is this thing I can record a video on my own time, you know what I mean? Whereas Twitter's like this real-time kind of thing. The top 10 highest rated engineering programming books. I'm really excited for this one. Most likely this will be my first one unless someone else has something to bitch about. I own a lot of really cool programming books, and I don't know why I don't see anyone else out there talking about them. This would be very useful for people looking to get into game development, to build their own engine, to start doing some of the shit we're doing, right? I really don't see anyone talking about this shit. Yeah. What is QT? Why you should use it? Basically, you guys are already... yeah. Oh, trust me. I know all that social media shit's a wormhole. Trust me. That's how we got kickstarted, is I had to live on social media every single fucking day. But YouTube is different. I started with YouTube, and there's a lot of value in there. The entire reason we're here right now, or that you guys know who we are, or that we have a game that everyone's excited for, or that we've pushed ourselves this hard, is because of YouTube. That's more intimate, that's more emotional, convey more of the passion, that's just, it pays back a lot better. I mean, I have industry contacts now. Right out of college, I was recruited or tried to be hired by the lead developer of Medal of Honor at EA. Like, I know a lot of people, like, it's had a very positive impact on our life and on game development. Unfortunately, it does take a lot of time to do YouTube, but it's like, it takes a lot of effort, but it's a great reward, and it's very fucking rewarding. Twitch is future Falco Champ. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm on Twitch right now, so this is not going to go anywhere, right? I'm still doing this. Yeah, we're still gonna be doing the streams, so Twitch, yeah, whatever, that's not going anywhere. Does C still have a place? Plain C. This is something I don't ever fucking hear anyone talking about. Like, this is important shit. Modern APIs, Vulkan, still written in fucking C. OpenCL, written in C. Is there a point to learning C anymore? Is there, maybe should you learn C before C++? Yes, you fucking should. You know, I have a lot that I'd like to say on that. The good, the bad about OpenGL, I don't see people really talking about this, some fucking how. There is a lot to say about OpenGL, the state of it, whether or not it's still worth learning, which, by the way, OpenGL is a miserable fucking, like, absolute piece of shit. Is it still worth learning? Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah. So, you know, that's complicated.
Well,
that needs to be said. Why the Sega Dreamcast? Okay, maybe this one's more for me, but it was going to be like this super passionate, like, showing you what it is that makes so many people crazy about this console. If you didn't live during the Dreamcast era, or didn't have a Dreamcast, you're probably like, why the fuck do this many people give a shit about this? You know, I want one video that when people are like, why the Dreamcast? Control-C, Control-V, watch this, bitch. And you will watch it and be like, oh, holy fucking shit, that's why they like the Dreamcast, you know? That's like, I want that to be like my not last, but like my parting gift to the fucking Dreamcast, you know, like this video will, like, you know, be there for like future generation of people who don't fucking get the Dreamcast. Programming, this should actually be called Programming Paradigms and Programming Fads. This is a video I think is very fucking important. No one ever talks about shit like this. Every fucking new programming fad, oh, now we have to be functional. Oh, now, like, we have to be object-oriented. There are always these fucking fads in programming where every year something new comes out and everyone thinks everything that was ever before it was evil, despite there being all this fucking, decades of proof that that is not the case. I want to stand against these stupid-ass fucking fads that everyone is always on about right now. Like, I view programming paradigms, programming languages as tools. And I feel like it's unfortunate that so many software engineers and programmers are into this hipster shit where a new language or a new fucking paradigm comes out. And so like, oh my god, we have to write everything like this. If you don't write like this, you're fucking... I think that's brain dead. I think that's counterproductive. I think people are being brainwashed by that shit. This shit needs to be fucking talked about. So yeah, what do you guys think?
No, I'm just kidding.
Rust is one of the better ones. Oh, and also another, let's see, what do you have in mind? I learned a lot of C game. Another thing I wanted to do, so I have ideas like this for just, you know, weekly videos, like, to be putting out there that I think will be highly, like, the main thing is I think this shit is insanely educational and no one is fucking doing it. There's no depth to any game development content on YouTube except for AIGD, and half of that's not even really educational. I don't see shit out there for shit like this. There's like Unity tutorials and stuff, but that's not teaching anyone engineering or anything like that. I have a couple bigger ideas for sub-series that will, you know, they'll be short, but one of them was going to be Adventures in Hardware Emulation. I'm really into emulators. I was going to take you guys through from noob to creating an emulator for basically the VMU, which will do so many useful things. It will teach a software developer low-level programming. It will teach them how hardware works. And lastly, it is insane to me. Look up how to make an emulator. Look it up. Do you see anything? Anything. It's like this insane lost art that, one, it's like a miracle for someone to be that good at software. It's a miracle for them to be that good at hardware, and to do both of those and to give enough of a shit or be talented enough at being social to be able to present that in a manner that could teach other people. That just doesn't happen. And like, this is something I feel really passionately about, that even if you don't want to make an emulator, could teach you so much shit, you know? I was going to open source the core of eVMU and, you know, walk you through, this is how we make the processor. This is how opcodes work. These are addressing modes, you know what I mean? And this would be like the ultimate, like, tutorial slash, just, you don't even have to make anything, just listen to it in the background and you will learn so much about computer architecture, about emulation, about hardware, about so much shit. And I really feel passionate about that one. And that could be, you know, 4 or so episodes, right?
Yeah. That would be cool. I'd watch it.
Yeah, and not even for, trust me, dude, not even just from an emulation perspective. You would learn I'm telling you, I've gone through this, and like, as someone who started off like, I'd really like to make an emulator. I feel like I know enough about hardware to make an emulator. Looking it up, how do you, like, what's the way people go about this? There's fucking nothing. You guys want to know how to make an emulator? This is how you make an emulator. You
learn the code.
You go here. This is how you make an emulator. You take this 700-page hardware doc, and what you do is you open up your fucking IDE and you make a program that does all of this. That's how you do. That's how you make a fucking emulator. Like, fucking shit. Like, that's not gonna help you with it. I mean, yeah, like, that's how you do it, you know, but that's not helping you, like, dissect anything. That's not helping you with how it's structured, you know, but, like, even knowing that much is helpful, you know. I wasn't even sure how you did it, but, like, yeah, that's basically writing a program that does all this. How do you structure it? How do you get into it? How do you test it? How do you do anything like that? It's basically, nice. It's not there. It's not there, and it really should be. But, yeah, okay, so I want to talk about that. Also, since I'm getting serious about this, I actually just bought an HD as all fuck new camera for Adventures in Game Development and for the new videos. So that I would have released probably the book one this week, right? But